longer.
One day stronger.
One day longer.
One day stronger.
One day longer.
One day stronger.
Everywhere we go.
Everywhere we go.
People wanna know.
People want to know
Who we are.
who we are.
So we tell them.
So we tell them
We are the union.
we are the union.
The mighty, mighty union.
The mighty, mighty union.
One day stronger!
One day longer.
One day stronger!
One day longer.
One day stronger!
One day longer.
One day stronger.
One day longer.
One day stronger.
What do we want?
Fair contract.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Fair contract.
When do we want it?
Now.
They might have heard us.
But y'all again, y'all gotta understand, this company went into bankruptcy. No retrogression, successorship is so important to us because we've lived it. We've lived it with this company. And I'm glad that every one of y'all are here today because that ultimately is what we're all fighting for. No retrogression. We gotta remember why. The message is important. Because of companies like this that do banking the way they do and put us in the hole and want us to take cutbacks. We did. We took zero that year. We don't want that for anybody else. That's why that language is so important. Remember, this company has had record profits, and here we are, out here. Why? Makes no sense. But we're here. So please, time again, what are we here for?
The strike came about because we were no longer bargaining to a point where we could even have an agreement. We have what you call no retrogression language in our contract, which ties up the leverage agreements, memorandum agreements, all that we've had for the last 50 years. You know, it would be like having the U.S. Constitution but not having the Bill of Rights or any of the amendments. We have to have that no retrogression language. Without that, they know we can't go back. So in my opinion, they're keeping us out. You can't turn on the TV or the news where they don't talk about the shortage of qualified workers.
Right.
That's real.
Right.
And it's when I say it's real, I mean they're sending people into these refineries and chemical plants that we don't feel are qualified or should be doing some of these jobs. It's dangerous. You know, we're not making, like I said earlier, Kool-Aid.
Right.
And we got a lot of dangerous stuff in there. And that affects the community.
Right.
And of course, we live in the community. We buy houses there. We eat at the restaurants there. And so our monies are spent in these communities.
They say cut back.
We say fight back.
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 We are the union. Mighty, mighty union. Mighty, mighty union. Now. Fair contract. Now. Fair contract.
What do you want? Now. What do you want?
Fair contracts!
What do you want it?
Now!
What do you want?
Fair contracts!
What do you want it?
Now!
PR that Shell is putting out is nowhere near accurate. They're leaving out so much information. They're not mentioning non-retrogression.
Of course.
And they're not mentioning, they say, when they talk to you, they say, okay, we're offering these guys this lovely package right here. We're offering these training incentives for all these people that they say don't know their jobs. But what they're not telling everyone is at the bottom of each phrase, the phrase says, we will discuss this with the union.
Okay.
And at the bottom of each phrase on the contract, it says, Shell reserves the exclusive right to make all final decisions.
This is not a financial, economic strike.
This is all about safety. Working our guys, men and women, 30 days straight.
Right.
12-hour days, forcing them overtime. They're
Right.
leaving exhausted, not able to get back home. Car crashes, plants blowing up. The fact that they don't want to repair the facilities, and we're walking into time bombs day in and day out. Shell has not returned to the table. We are waiting for them to show up. That's why we're here today, showing solidarity, showing the fact that we are here and ready to negotiate at any time, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
We say fight back. We say fight back.
They're not paying you
We
enough
say fight
money.
back. We say fight back. We say fight back.
Our plant had 16, 17 OSHA recordables last year.
Wow.
Now, 13 or 14 of them were contractors.
Wow.
You know, so we have huge concerns over people not being qualified, and it affects the community because you know what we do. The margin of error is not very great, and it's not very forgiving.
A lot of people asked so far today, what are we doing out here? And to me, the answer is very easy. I'm going to bring them up right now, and I'll show you why we're out here. Come up here, little brother. This is why we are out here. This is why we want a fair contract. We want that brother right there to come home to these children safely. We want these kids to have a chance when we're gone to have good, safe jobs. It's as simple as that. We want our children to have their parents come home safely. We do have good jobs. We know it. But it wasn't because they gave us a damn thing. So believe me, this is why we are here.
Hey guys, I want to remind y'all, there are a lot of people in this crowd that are fourth, third generation oil workers, or they just started. Myself, I'm fourth generation, and I said it at the hall the other day. 58, 1980, and 2015, LAJ's been involved with a strike. I will not let this be the failed strike of 2015. My family has fought in Port Arthur, and now we're fighting in Houston with you. Right now, that's where I'm at, that's where I work, and I'm here with you, and we're going to make this happen. Because people like this forget why we do what we do at our jobs. Thank y'all.
It's called the no retrogression clause, and what it says is you can't change anything for 3 years. It doesn't say you can't ever change it forever. It just means you have to come and bargain every 3 years for anything else that you want to change. CEOs are having it in their contracts, so it's amazing that if we want it as laborers, we can't have it. February 1st was our first day to be out. They've pulled some other refineries out. Motiva's here with us today, and they've been out for about 2 weeks. The momentum is pushing forward, and a lot of that has been the education of this isn't an economic strike, that this is something that will protect us, not only in this 3-year, hopefully this 3-year contract when we get it, but also in the future, because that's why we put that piece in there years ago, was to protect us moving forward for the years of service that a lot of us have. So, I mean, we've been a union at LyondellBasell for 80 years, actually 81 now. So for years and years, these things have been there, and we don't want to lose them.